I'm Caroline Westall and welcome to Wellbeing Moments. Today I wanted to talk about something that a lot of people struggle with that I see in practice. I'm a nutritional therapist and iridologist, which is IBS or Irritable Bowel Syndrome, and it affects women for some reason more than men. And about 20 to 30% of the global population is estimated to struggle with this. So I wanted to sort of cover the 5 main areas that I see that can be contributing factors, so either in isolation or in combination, and also give you 5 tips to maybe help rebalance that area, because the gut is so important. It's where 80% of our immune system is focused. It helps with absorption of nutrients and also manufacture of some of them, like the B vitamins, and so it's a really, really important part of the body. It also helps with waste removal. So if it's out of balance and you're struggling with all sorts of different symptoms, and I'll go through those in a minute, then it can have a huge impact, a knock-on effect on how you're feeling physically, but also emotionally, your day-to-day life. So it can be quite debilitating. From personal and practice experience, also seeing clients, I know how sort of much it can impact on someone's life, but there are some simple things that you can maybe try if you struggle with digestive issues like IBS to remedy those. So here we go. So some of the 5 sort of key areas that I see as contributing factors towards IBS are obviously food. So with nutrition and focusing a lot on food, so there can be foods that trigger inflammation in the gut, that people either just don't agree with. So they're not allergies, maybe intolerances, or just causing irritation in the gut. So food is one of them. Sometimes after you've had gastroenteritis or some sort of virus, you can have sort of knock-on effects of that, and it can cause issues with digestion. So that's another one, a viral cause of it. Antibiotics can also cause imbalance in the gut flora as well. So not necessarily taking antibiotics for digestive issues, but for other things can have a knock-on effect in that area. Stress, that's a big thing. A lot of us are struggling with stress at the moment. That can have a big impact on how we feel in our gut, how we absorb things, and transition time as well. And lastly, hormonal. So because for some reason, more women seem to be affected by IBS than men, it can be a monthly cyclical issue. So there are 5 key areas that I noticed, and it can just be one of them, or it can be a combination. So it can be a combination of eating the wrong foods, compounded by stress. And some people are aware of the triggers. So keeping a food diary or an emotional diary can help identify different areas. But sometimes it just comes out of the blue and hits you. So there are 3 different types of IBS. So if you can work out the coding system. So there's IBS-C, which is for constipation. There's IBS-D, which is for diarrhea when they have that fast transit time. And then there's IBS-M, which means mixed. So it can be a combination of the both. And to be diagnosed as having IBS, you need to have had the symptoms for 6 months or more, which is an awfully long time when you're really struggling with these changes in bowel movements. It can be pain, it can be bloating, it can just be all sorts of different symptoms that it just don't really have a trigger that you can think of, but they're causing lots of discomfort. It can be on a daily basis or on a weekly basis. It can sort of come and go in episodes and then be calm again. So it's one of those things where there isn't a specific medical test for it. And because they can't identify it, there's no medical remedy for it, as it were. But there are lots of things you can do sort of nutrition-wise and lifestyle-wise to help. And this is an area that, from personal experience and also professional experience, I've helped many people with. So the 5 key areas, obviously starting off like we did before, is food. So maybe keep a food diary. see if there are things that cause triggers. So the common ones that can cause inflammation in the gut are wheat and dairy, not just because of the wheat and dairy, but also because of the pesticides and the hormones that are in both those food groups that can trigger inflammation in the gut and affect transit time through the body. So keep a food diary, maybe keep it simple, cut things out for a couple of weeks, see if it makes a difference to your symptoms or not. Another one is stress. So doing things like yoga, calming yoga, CBD oil as well can really help with anxiety and stress. So sort of taking the edge off the overwhelm, but they also have the added benefit of calming down inflammation in the gut and also helping take the edge off any pain if you experience that. So that's the number 2. Exercise actually can help just get everything moving. So gentle exercise, maybe not going for a 20-mile run because that can cause its own issues, but finding the right exercise for you. Another key thing, if you've had illness or just not feeling right in the digestive areas, make sure that you're having good bacteria coming in. So taking a good quality probiotic can help, and that needs at least 4 billion bacteria in it, obviously of different strains if you can, just to help encourage your own bacteria to increase in numbers, and that can calm down inflammation and calm down diarrhea or sort of help move things along if you're struggling with constipation. So that's another thing. There's also, you can do in the morning or the evening, is a belly massage. This one I quite like. So when you're lying down, making sure you're going in a clockwise motion, is just gently massage the belly, because sometimes if you're struggling with IBS, your body's almost forgotten how to move all the food through, and sometimes it can get stuck. So if you're struggling with constipation or irregular bowel movements, just giving a little helping hand and a massage, we all love a massage, that can help too. So I hope that's given you a few practical tips. I'm here if you do need any help or if you struggle with IBS. It's a really tricky one, but there's a lot that you can do to help remedy it. So if you do need help at all, do get in touch. But thank you very much for tuning in to Wellbeing Moments. Take care. Bye-bye.